I can't tell you how hard it's been for me to try to record this, but here we are. So, I'm going to pick up right where I left off last video. And if you haven't checked out last video, check that out first. We're going to get straight into creating an instance using a class for the user for sign up. So here is what we did last video. We basically just set this class for the user. And what I want to do is in our sign up, instead of using this dictionary that we're creating here, I want to use the class. So I'm just going to comment this out. There we go. And I'm just going to create an instance of user. So I'm going to still call it new user. And this is going to be an instance of the user class that we created. And as you see, our initializer pops up. I'm just going to double click that. And at this point, we don't have a bio yet. So I'm just going to make that empty. We don't have a display name yet either, but we should. Actually, you know what? Let's correct something because we need a display name, and our display name can be our username. So we have name, the first piece of that. So basically, if you remember here, we took the email and we split it up by the ampersand. And the first part is going to be uname at position 1. So our email, we have the email, the user provided that for sign up. In our photo, we have this default photo, which is basically from Firebase. We loaded a default image, and I can show you guys that. And within storage for our Firebase, we have this empty profile image, and it's just basically this default image. Now let's switch back over into Xcode. All right, so now that we've seen where this photo is from, let's go back down here. Now we're just going to basically copy that variable that we used called default photo for our photo, and then our username is going to be uname at 0. All right, so now we've fed these values into our class, and we're going to want to add this to the database. Now what this is actually looking for is looking for a dictionary structure. However, this instance of the user is not a dictionary structure. So, and that's kind of what this says, it needs to be cannot convert value of user to the expected argument of any hashable any. So let's go into our user. So at this point, what we can do is we can either uncomment this and basically pull these values from our class. We would do that like this. So instead of uname here, what we would say is we would move this, of course, underneath here, under this creation of a user, user dictionary, and we would say new user dot username, new user dot email, new user dot photo, etc., etc., the display name and the bio as well. And then we would take this dictionary and put it into here. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is instead to pass back, let's take this out of here, because there may be other times where we want to pass the user back as a dictionary and we don't want to have to do that every single time. So I'm going to go into the user class. I'm just going to say function get user as dictionary. Okay? And we want to return a dictionary of type string. And I'm just going to Control V, create this dictionary of values. I'm just going to equals self dot display, and we're just going to get rid of that. And then we're just going to return this. Return new user as dictionary, new user dictionary. Just do that. Okay, so we've basically taken all of our values and we stored it into this dictionary. And with that dictionary, we can go back into our sign up controller. And I'm just going to get rid of this because we no longer have that. We just have new user, and then we have a function that we can call called get user as dictionary. All right, so that's all we need to do here. So let's go ahead and test this out. And in order to test this out, what I did was, if you remember, our login, if a user's already logged in, it goes straight into the app. You could do two things if you don't want to have to worry about signing out if you haven't set up a sign out button yet, because I don't think we did. So that's why we had to go this way. Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm just commenting out this go home, which is going to just take me to our home VC. So that way we just stay on the login page. So I'm just going to hit execute and we're going to see how this works. Okay, so this is what our database is looking like. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and create a new user. So I'm just going to say a new test user at test.com. And this password is going to be password. And then I'm going to select sign up. So here we are back in Firebase, and I'm just going to drop this down. And as you see, this is our new test user. We have the display name showing up. We have the email showing up, the photo, and the username. So, okay, it looks like the lag is gone. Okay, so we have back in Firebase, we have our user, and we see that the values that we just put in are updated just as the ones that we have for our original user that we set up. So looks like everything worked out just as we expected it to. Well, next we will be doing this for the post, and yeah, I hope this made sense to you guys. Hopefully, if it didn't make sense in this video, the next video we'll be going over some of the same things and it'll make a little bit more sense. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.